Hi guys, back out again for another wander and wild camp. This time I'm on the Northumbrian coast, 6 miles of sea and sand stretching from Creswell to Low Hauxley, and I wanted to show you something really interesting. Well preserved. Looks like a peaty layer. And that there looks like the remains of a tree trunk. Washed up here all those years ago, thousands of years ago. This site at Low Hauxley is quite special. You've got evidence of human habitation going back 9,000 years. They found evidence of footprints in the peat dating to the Mesolithic, in that they wore shoes. Right, it's getting late and I haven't found anywhere to camp yet, so I'm going to head back down towards Druridge Bay, and I've got something else that's interesting I want to show you guys. I'm here at Druridge Bay and I wanted to show you this old chapel, Low Chibburn Preceptory. It was founded by the Knights Hospitallers in 1313, so it's quite old. The Preceptory was abolished in 1540 by Henry VIII, who basically nicked all the land, took all the land from the churches. And over there in that corner you've got an interesting feature, an aumbry, I think that's how you pronounce it, which is a recess into the wall, and it would have housed the holy water and sacred vessels. And this house on the end here, this is later, this is Tudor. These buildings wouldn't have been all built at the same time. It's a bit of a complex. I'm in the chapel here, and out there would have been maybe a courtyard or other buildings. And the house was built later in the Tudor times. Look at them joists, so thick they are. Looks like oak. A bit of a bow in that one. And I suppose it's probably not safe coming into a place like this now, although there's no roof. Roof's long gone. Big fireplace. Big stone lintel across. And obviously you've got upstairs. Not many people know about places like this, you know, unless you're into the history obviously. But some of these places are hidden away, they're tucked away, and you know, and I like to visit, I like the old stuff, I like history, and I like sharing it with you guys. That's what it's about, you know, get out and do a bit of wild camp, you know, it makes sense, but also incorporate a little bit of history into it. It adds that extra dimension. We're at the other end of the house, and there's another fireplace with a massive lintel across the top. You can just imagine in the winter a roaring fire in there. Looks like that joist has been, I don't know if it's been cut away or if that's been the actual joint itself. I think those steel bolts, they're a later addition obviously, and I think they've been put in to strengthen this. They've probably tried to conserve it at some point. I think it's just rotted and fallen down. You've got later brickwork here. I think this place was still lived in till fairly recently. And so obviously it's been modernised at some point. Obviously starting off as a Tudor house, and then obviously repaired and altered and improved, and you can see where the beams would have gone in there, form part of the upper floor. And that looks like a chimney. Yeah, a stack. So there would have been a fireplace here, and you can kind of see a lintel going across, and more modern brick. Fascinating place. But when you walk through and you see, you know, doorways like that, that is early. A doorway out into the Preceptory. This is the inside of the Tudor house, and that there is a bit of iron sticking out the wall, and that would have been a door or a gateway. So you wouldn't have an iron gateway in directly on the inside of your house. So this has to be later. So at one time you would have come through here, and you would have been directly inside the chapel. And there must have been an upstairs, because that's evidence of a doorway. During the Second World War, this place was used defensively. Because we're right on the coast of Druridge Bay, it would have needed protecting in case there was an invasion. So there was a machine gun placed here. Little shelf there, perhaps he kept his bullets on there or whatever. But he would have had a field of view of any Germans coming in off the beaches. The beach is only about a kilometre away. Got a blocked doorway. Above that arch you've got a couple of shields. Really worn. I wonder what was carved on them. This place was more than just a chapel. It was a place where the monks lived. It was a farm, they grew their own food. It was also a hospital, but it wasn't a hospital as we understand it today. Back in medieval times, it was a place where weary travellers and pilgrims could rest on the way to the Holy Land, or in this case, Holy Island, which is just a few miles up the coast. Right, I'm going to continue my quest and look for some interesting places on the northeast coast, and hopefully a wild camp, and I'll bring you guys along for the adventure. Well, I've got my camp set up, but I'm starting to lose the light, so I'll give you a quick tour. Then I'm going to get some food on the go. I'm trying something a little bit different this time. Those of you that know me know that I like a tarp and bivvy camp, but it isn't always practical, especially in exposed areas and during the winter months. So I'm still in a bivvy. I'm in the British Army bivvy. By taking in a fly out, I haven't really saved any weight because the bivvy weighs just under 1 kilo. So in fact, I'm a little bit heavier, and I've brought on a little bit more bulk as well. So, but the benefit is, I've got a lot of room inside. I could possibly cook under there. I've got both sides open, so I'll have a nice view from inside. This is the view from inside, guys. The only problem is, it's starting to get dark, but there's a lot of walkers. I'm at Druridge Bay, and it's just a magnet for people, you know. I've tried to leave it to the last minute to put up my camp, but I've already had one nosy guy come over asking what I was doing. I thought he was an off-duty policeman or something, and I wasn't snotty with him. I kind of looked at him, and he looked at me. He says, "Oh, I'm just being nosy." I think he was just curious, you know. But I'm just being a bit paranoid because I like to be out the way. But I can't get that here. Ordinary tent pegs won't work here. So what I've had to do is, I've had to get pieces of hazel, and I've had to cut them to about 18 inches in length, and I've just staked them into the ground. They're not going anywhere. So this is where it's at. Get out and do it a wild camping. Druridge Bay, Northumbrian. You know it makes sense. It's getting dark now, so I'm gonna have something to eat. I'm starving. I've hardly eaten out all day. Yesterday was Christmas, and there's just a load of turkey to get through. Not just that, there's loads of picky stuff. So I won't be doing much cooking, but I will be making loads of brews. And what I am going to do, try something different. I'm cooking in the Crusader Cup, but I'm going to try the hexamine burner. And I got something new to try as well. Fire Dragon. No, I tried them before. Supposed to be very eco-friendly. Thanks, Mark, I'll try them now. Well, I wonder if it's safe to touch. Oh, you squeeze them out. Couldn't be easier. Oh! I tell you what, it is that lit, and I couldn't even see it, and I went to pick it up to light it, and it was lit, so... And that one thing, it lights very easily. Right, need some water for a brew. Those are the hexamine tablets that I use in that stove, and they do burn quite well. These things, the wax burners, they're very sooty, and you've actually got to have a higher pot stand. You know, the pot's got to sit quite high above the flame for them to work properly, and these are supposed to be eco-friendly. You know, very green for the environment. Getting a good flame off there. To be fair, I think they're about on par with the hexamine tablets, but I think they're a little bit cleaner. So I'll have my coffee and I'll get tucked into the turkey, caveman style. That's not a turkey, that's an ostrich, that. Well, another week, 7 days from now, we'll be into 2019, and I don't really have any New Year's resolutions or anything like that. I know last year I said that I'll try and get out and do a bit more wild camping. And I suppose I have done quite a few camps this year. The reason why I haven't done any for the past 3 months or whatever, although I did put up a drone video, I've just had other hobbies. I got a little bit sick of YouTube. It felt like I was going out and it was repetitive. It was starting to feel like a job. I mean, I make the videos because I enjoy doing it. And I don't do it for money. I do it because I enjoy it. I love it, you know. But sometimes you just need to take a break for it. I do it for myself primarily. And there's been times where I felt I've had to go out because people are saying, oh, when you're going to put up a video. So I've been kind of like, not pushed into doing it, but I felt like I've had to go out. And to be fair, once I've gone out and got into it, I've enjoyed it. And I'll just thank everybody again who, you know, who subscribes and likes and, you know, and watches this. So I'm not gonna waffle anymore. You know, I'm just gonna switch off, enjoy being out in, you know, the great outdoors, listen to the sound of the sea, you know, under the stars. And right, guys, I'm done enough waffling, and if I've got anything interesting to say, I will switch on and talk to you, but if not, I'll just catch you tomorrow when I wake up. Morning. Well, if you ever fancy a coastal camp, I highly recommend Druridge Bay. It's just stunning. In fact, I woke up just before the sun came up, so I managed to see that. It was the sound of the waves. The tide must have been right in, and I'm only like a few metres away from the sea. One thing I will say though, you don't have much privacy here. Overall, I was very pleased with my setup last night. I've started packing stuff away now, but that was absolutely bags of room in there. You can get 2 people in here, no problem, especially with the inner fly taken out. It just feels a little bit more room. Druridge Bay, Northumbrian. Get out and do a bit of wild camping. You know it makes sense. I'm gonna have to get away because there's people walking past and they're looking at us, and I feel a total divvy. They think I'm talking to myself. You know what I mean? Right, this is the last camp for 2018. Hopefully in 2019 there'll be a lot more. I'll try and get out a lot more, you know, so all the best, you know, and I'll see you all on the next one.